Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the Gundam Converge SP05 set that contains the Gundam GP01 full burn and the GP02. Now, those who saw my post on my Facebook page, Charlie426, might know, but I was sick last night. I had a very big fever, high fever, and then I was kind of getting dizzy, and so because of that, last night I was not in the condition to build anything. So I don't have a kit to review yet. I have a lot of kits in my room, but I'm not in the condition to build it. So, which is why I'm reviewing a Gundam Converge figure, because once again, if those who've been in my channel for a long time might have noticed that I have reviewed a few of them, and I do wish to continue on reviewing Gundam Converge on and on. Okay, so my fever has gone down a little bit, but not fully cured. And then I'm still coughing a bit. Sorry about that, that's not intentional. And my throat is starting to hurt a little bit, so hopefully I can get through this. Alright, so the Gundam Converge SP05, which I believe SP stands for what, special set or something. But this is a pretty old Gundam Converge set, I believe. Well, not that old, since it's from 2014. Now, there are a lot of SP sets. I believe it's up to 10 or 11 or 12. It's something around that point. And this is the version that I really want to get, because these two are very unique. I believe most SPs are unique to themselves, but these two, on my personal list, was the most unique ones to get. Now, I got mine in second-handed, which means it was already open and already built. But when the guy sent it to me, he disassembled everything and then put it in bubble wrap and sent it to me. So there's nothing missing, I think. So the price I got this being a second-hand version was about $30. I believe someplace if you find a mint condition one, it might be even really more expensive. So just be on a watch. I was hoping to actually find this on my last trip to Japan. However, I was not able to even find one. Okay, here's the box. As you can see, the SP05. Got both versions. Back of the box. Now I believe this one, since it was already open, I believe the gum was not in it. So let's get these two down. Now here, let's talk about its components. Now, first of all, what you get, of course, is obviously the most is the GP01 FB or full burn, or GP02 and GP02, I mean. So these two come in a set, but another thing that you get is a clear stand. I believe this is the old style stand for the Gundam Converges, where you just plug it into the back of the legs. Well, modern Converges are more like this, where you have a peg on the stand and then there's a hole here. This is the GP04, which I will be reviewing hopefully soon enough, because I also bought this together with this in second hand. Okay, so other than that, for the weapon you get a beam rifle, its shield, and you get all the stuff. Now the only issue I'm having with mine is the antenna. You can see the peg is not full, is still poking out a little bit. It's not fully in, so I might need to grind it or cut the peg a little bit so it goes in entirely. And here we have the GP02. Now I'm not sure if it's just the way how it's designed, but its head is staring very down, so I might have a hard time showing you guys the eyes, but yeah, everything's there. You have the bazooka, the shield, and the shield is actually sort of functional, which I will get into later. And one thing I was not expecting are these parts. They do give you parts for alternate weapons. So for the GP01 FB, you get the pink beam saber. Once again, although the only problem would be that if you have this, you would still have the two beam sabers on its backpack. So, and they're not detachable as far as I can tell. So yeah. And then you get another beam saber for the GP02. Once again, it's around the same length, but I was kind of hoping I would have loved it if it was actually longer or wider or had more effects on it. But yeah, this one goes on to the right hand, obviously. And we get this part for the bazooka. Now currently it's using the bazooka, but you can put away the bazooka if you want to do so using this. Okay, so let's talk about how this thing is. So first, what's the GP01 FB or full burn? For full burning, I mean. Sorry about that. Okay, so once again, this is not exactly 100% color accurate. well, as far as I can tell, I mean, they got the basics correct, like the V symbol on the chest. Now, all these small stuff, like these areas, like the small thrusters, they're not colored. So you're gonna need, if you want to be 100% color accuracy, you might need to color them. And there's a lot of panel lining opportunities, as far as I can tell. Oops, yeah. So yeah, and those who are wondering like how, okay, this is the only way you can get the GP01 full Brilliant and the GP02 in terms of converges. The GP01, the normal GP01, you can get it from a normal converge. The GP03 is also the case, but there's another case for the GP03, which you can buy the normal $7 version, or you can buy the Dendrobium set, which is kind of expensive, but I say it's worth it for those who collect, Gundam Converge figures. And GP04, as you just saw, you can just get it if you can find one for like a normal price. So yeah, other than that, the way how this is that the shield can be detached, and the arm can be detached, each arm. Now I could be wrong, but I always thought there was like supposed to be like an engraved 01 on the shoulder, but I could be confused with a different kit or different mobile suit. Once again, the shield could use a little bit of extra panel lining, and that would look very good. And for the hand, for the beam rifle, once again, you have to detach the entire hand because it's molded in, so it's not like you can pull out the beam rifle right away. And here we go. Now the angle of the beam saber is kind of awkward, but yeah, I mean it works. I mean because I have a Blue Destiny exam mode, which is the rare version of the Blue Destiny, and it's kind of like this. So yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. These are like, once again, one of those candy toys, so it's really more of a collecting thing. Now the good thing is about convergers is that the outcome is not random, unlike ensembles where you buy the box and you have no idea what you're getting, but at least like for convergers, the box shows what you are getting, so that's one thing. Also, since I am mentioning the GP0 series, there is actually another converge for the set. There is the GP00 Blossom. I will review this soon, hopefully next week or next week. But yeah, this is the GP00, which not many people actually know about. So once again, hopefully I can make a decent review out of this. Okay, now let's talk about the GP02. Now this is the one I really want to get. Also, since I'm not sure these are considered like SD style designs, but coincidentally, these two back in SD Gundam Capture Fighter Online, these were both BS ranks, not BS for I mean not for the what you think, but the Capture Fighter Online back then they were like A, B, C, and S ranks, and then the B there would be like AR, BR, CR, which would be rare versions. And then S, that would have an S next to it, like AS, BS, CS. They would be considered a pretty good mobile suit in terms of their ranks. And these two were actually, I believe this one was a BS, and this was also a BS, I believe. So, and back in the games, it was a very, very hard task to get these two as well. Which, once again, I had a hard time getting and finding these. So yeah, that's just one thing I want to talk about. So, for the GP02, they got all the details correct. Once again, you would need to like color some extra parts if you want to be fully like fully like 100% color accurate. Now you can see that 02 on the shoulder. You know, I'm gonna take it out. Now that one did not come in color. The 02 is engraved, so I decided to panel line it a little bit on the inside. Turned out well, but I need to do more on the 0. So yeah, and yes, the shield handle is engraved on the hand, while the shield is like this. So once again, once you have the arms, you can sort of rotate them if you want to do so, but they don't move as much as you think. Which is why I really think these figures would really make a good, like a product for making a board game out of Gundam Convergence, which I am trying to figure out what type of board game would suit the situation. So anyway, so yeah, we have the bazooka. The bazooka consists of 3 parts. The front part, the back part that has the back part, and then the part that connects it to the shoulder. And once again, we have another nice engraved 02 on the shoulder, and there's a lot of panel lining out opportunities to do it on this Converge figure as well. Okay, so I'm gonna take off the bazooka, and unlike the most convergers, this actually, well, the bazooka handle is engraved on the hand, while the bazooka itself is not. So that's another interesting thing. So I'm gonna pretty much detach everything as possible. So we have the shoulder. This is the shoulder that's or part that's used for like using bazooka. So we can detach this, and then, oh boy, and then get this out, and then get that other piece. So I believe you have to connect it like this, and then reattach this to the shoulder. Yeah, which makes it look like it's folded up on the back of the shoulder, which is fine. So, and then we're gonna reattach this part, and then we're gonna attach the beam saber onto the arm. So we have that. Now for the shield, which I meant it's kind of like functional, is that like the HG version, well, sort of, like we can detach this part and then attach, oh, my bad. You can attach it like this and then store it, which is very nice, which is something, once again, I was not expecting to see. And then just reattach it. And the Converge figure being mostly made out of rubberish material, it holds it very well. Whoops. And since it is on the peg, you can sort of rotate the shield around if you want to do so. And there you go. You have everything like stored in. And that is pretty much it for the review. Now, like I said, I always wish there would be like a board game using these kind of conversions. Like, you know, like there's a lot of stuff that uses small figures like Warhammer, or it's not really required, but in D&D there are people who make their own figures of their characters. So hopefully, like, I or someone can come up with such like board game. Anyway, these are considered like rare these days, so like if you can find one for a decent price, go get one if you really want it. But if someone is like selling a mint condition for like for so much money, I suggest you just pass it on and try to find it second hand or something like that. Anyway, thanks for watching the review. This was the review of the Gundam Converge SP05, the GP01 Full Burnian, and the GP02 set. Hopefully I can get healthier by tonight and can build something for so I can review something tomorrow morning. Anyway, until then, see you guys next time.